great!
Welcome to the newest edition of TNInews with your host, JC. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another Wednesday edition of TNInews Live. And we are now 1 week away from San Diego Comic-Con. So we're in the 1 week countdown to one of the biggest pop culture events of the year. So got a bit of news to go over today, including I want to talk about this press release that I just got from Hasbro in regards to all of their San Diego Comic-Con plans. So we're going to dissect that a little bit. Nothing that we really didn't already know before, but just a couple of minor interesting things that we're going to go over. We've got some more exclusives. Jazzwares has revealed their San Diego Comic-Con exclusives, so we'll talk about that. Hasbro has dropped another clue for their G.I. Joe Haslab that will be launching next Thursday, so we're a week and a day away from that. So we'll talk about that clue as well. We've got some McFarlane stuff to talk about, so we're gonna get right into that. And I'm noticing that I got some ketchup here. My makeup team didn't. That's not gonna come off easy, is it? Oh well. Yeah, I'm a slob. What can I say? I had some Wendy's for lunch right before going on here. So, note, always check your face before you go on camera. All right, so we, like I said, we got some stuff to talk about San Diego Comic-Con, but let's just do a quick rundown to see who is in the house today. So I see Philly Jones is in the house. JC, the OG of the Fig community, what's up? Natural Nate, Marvel, what is up? Judge Dreads is in the house. What is up? John Brooks, good to see you, my friend from Ireland. My in-laws are actually in Ireland right now. So they went to Scotland and Ireland for a trip. So very cool. Will and Bill are in the house. What is up? Rashid, what's up? Got the day off. I'm building models. Got some figures coming in the mail, and I'm on time for the stream. Nice. Sounds like a perfect day. Zim is in the house. What is up, my friend? Paul, good to see you. Happy hump day to you. Mr. Allmine. Judge Dreads is getting into models himself. I've never really gotten... That's not true. There was a time I used to try and build Star Trek models because I was always a huge Star Trek fan, and it used to be before like Playmates started giving us ships and stuff. Like the only way to get good Star Trek vehicles was with the model kits. But I would always it would just never get, and this was like where you had to glue the model. I mean, a lot of models are like snap kits and stuff these days, but back then it was like, oh, you had to glue it and everything, and it never went well. Mr. Allmind, Wednesday. So literally by this time next week, what time is it? It is 3:00. So I probably will be in San Diego this time next week. Now, preview night begins at 6 p.m. Well, it's 3 p.m. here, so it's 12 noon. I probably actually won't be quite on the ground at San Diego yet. But by 3:00 or 6:00 Eastern time, I'll be on the ground. And then things kick off with preview night starting at 6 p.m. Pacific time. So 9 p.m. For those of you on the East Coast. But yes, basically I will be heading out early for California next Wednesday. So, so let's just jump into what we got going on with news. So like I say, Hasbro just released this press release for San Diego. So like I say, nothing too new that we didn't already know. It talks about how the Comic-Con exclusives will be available. You've got to sign up for like the lottery thing. So there's some instructions on that. But one thing I wanted to kind of note here when it comes to exclusives, so you'll notice this paragraph here where it says convention exclusives. It says attendees will have time opportunity to purchase the following Hasbro products: the Voyager stuff, the G.I. Joe was a man, once a man, Star Wars, Black Series, Darth Maul with Sith Speeder, Magic the Gathering, Secret Lair Burning Revelation. But then what caught my eye was how the Marvel Legend Death's Head figure has a separate listing, and it's listed not as a convention exclusive, but first to market. So I don't know why that is exactly. Does that mean that the Death's Head will be eventually available other places? It does mention that it'll debut on the Hasbro Pulse store. And then it talks about down here, attendees can request a time slot to purchase Hasbro products at the Hasbro booth, at the Hasbro Pulse toy store, through the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive portal. Limited quantities will be available on Hasbro Pulse after the convention while supplies last. So they still don't tell us exactly when the stuff will go up. But again, really caught my eye with the Marvel Legends Death's Head figure that they're listing that as first to market, not as an actual convention exclusive with everything else. So that makes me think that the Death's Head isn't actually a con exclusive. It's just going to be made available, at San Diego, and then eventually will be available elsewhere. So we'll have to wait and see on that, but that is how I'm reading it. One other thing, let's see, Select Hasbro, so they'll be selling some other stuff besides the Comic-Con exclusives there at Comic-Con. They're going to have stuff at the booth. They are going to be, so for the first time ever, Hasbro will be giving fans a front row seat to all the Hasbro San Diego Comic-Con action with exclusive video streaming from the booth, hosted by Toy Hunters Jordan Hembrough, and available on the YouTube channel. Now, when it comes to panels, though, they say they'll be recapping panels, but they don't actually suggest that they're going to be streaming the panels. So from this, I'm going to assume they're not actually going to live stream their panels, but there will be people there, assuming they let them, like MCU Collector will be there. He's going to be doing some work for us and helping us with some coverage. So he often live streams the panels. And I'll be there. I'll be taking pictures of slides and posting on the sites what news is actually revealed from all those Hasbro panels. So you'll definitely get, up to the minute coverage from those. And then, like I say, it looks like Hasbro will be doing stuff from their own booth, some panel recaps. I'm sure they'll be showing off products from the booth. They'll probably give first reveals during this thing. You'll get better looks probably, when we post images and stuff on the sites and stuff. But again, you might want to keep an eye on Hasbro's the Hasbro Pulse YouTube channel as well this year. Let's see. So one other thing that kind of caught my eye was the description for the G.I. Joe panel, which is, let's see, on Thursday. So that's going to be 5 p.m. Pacific time, which is, of course, 8 p.m. But the thing that catches my attention here is, so I've talked about how there's also going to be a fan stream that morning at 11 a.m. Eastern time on the Hasbro Pulse YouTube channel. And originally my thought was that the YouTube fan stream was going to announce the new Haslab, and then that the panel later in the day would show off other products. And it's, at least based on what I'm reading here, it sounds like it might actually be the reverse. It might be that for the fan stream, they're going to show off new products. And then during the G.I. Joe panel at San Diego, they're going to announce and launch the Haslab. Now, that means that the Haslab is going to be launching late in the day, especially for those of you on the East Coast, because, again, the Hasbro panel is at 5 p.m. Pacific time, which means 8 p.m. Eastern time. So the reason why I thought the fan stream was being done was so that they could announce it in the morning, the Haslab, and then get it launched, early, much earlier in the day, as opposed to so late in the day. But again, based on what I'm reading here, it specifically says, join the GI Joe development team for a live launch of the new classified series Haslab. The behind the scenes look will also feature additional so they will have some other stuff. I mean, it's possible that the fan stream will just be a kind of a duplicate of what they're going to show at the panel. So I suppose that's possible as well. So maybe they will still launch the Haslab in the morning as opposed to late in the day. So I guess we'll just have to see on that one, but that definitely kind of caught my attention there. But yeah, and everything else, I think we've talked about before. Nothing really new here. Like there is a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Across the Grid panel, but I'm not really. That's more, I think, going to be comic related and stuff. I don't really expect there to be much in the way of toy news. There's a Transformer GI Joe panel. These are all on Friday. But Friday we'll have the Marvel Legend panel. That's going to be at 12:30 p.m. Pacific time, which is 3:30 Eastern. We're going to have the Star Wars panel at 2 p.m. Pacific time. So both Star Wars, Marvel, and Transformers, the Transformer toy panel, which will be late in the day, all those will be on Friday. Again, I've talked about that before. So yeah, so that is pretty much those two things. The interesting way they phrase the Death's Head makes me think that isn't an actual true to form San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, that it's just going to be available at Comic-Con first and then will be available elsewhere, or maybe just Pulse, I don't know, but as a general release, not as just like a limited quantity after the convention. So we'll have to see on that one. And then, like I say, the GI Joe Haslab, when it's exactly going to launch, is still not entirely clear. Whether it's going to be in the morning during the fan stream, or whether it's going to be in the evening. If it is in the morning, then I'm going to say probably both the panel and the fan stream are going to essentially just go over the same things. It's just, for people who are at Comic-Con who might not be at home to watch the fan stream, it's going to go over that stuff for them there. But so again, we'll just have to kind of see. So let's see what else we got. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that latest clue here in just a minute. Mr. Alma, I just got an email from McFarlane Toys about crowdfunding announcement. I haven't seen an email on that yet, but it seems like every year at Comic-Con, it's like he starts teasing, what the medieval spawn. So this will be year 3 or year 4? I lose track, but I wouldn't be surprised. Let's see what else. Well, let's segue into the new Haslab tease. So they released this image with this quote, "Destro, darling, your plans are always so riveting. I can't wait to see what you have in store for us." And then they released this art. So obviously, and I think we all pretty much knew this, right? The Haslab is going to be focused on a Cobra vehicle. Based on both clues that Hasbro's dropped, there's no doubt in my mind that it's not going to be a Cobra vehicle. So whether it's the Rattler or not is still, the first clue that they showed us with the Cobra Commander, with the Cobra Rattler insignia down here at the bottom, that definitely suggests Rattler. But with this new image, nothing really suggests other than it being a Cobra vehicle. I'm not sure what this M is supposed to be up here at the top. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be some type of clue. But one other thing to note, they're basically giving us the dates of how long the Haslab will run. So we already basically knew it was going to run starting on July 25th, which is next Thursday. But you can see here that it looks like it's going to run until September 9th. So um, that basically gives us our window of how long the Haslab's going to last. The other thing this kind of tells us is that we should probably expect the Marvel Legend Haslab, which should be the next Haslab after the G.I. Joe one, to launch sometime in September, either mid or towards the end of September. Usually there's a couple of weeks gap between Haslabs. So, and that kind of is in keeping because that Haslab will be running during New York Comic Con time. So Hasbro will likely have whatever this year's Marvel Legend Haslab on display at New York Comic Con. So, but again, mark your for you Marvel Legend fans, mark your calendars for September because that is when the Marvel Legend Haslab should likely be launching. And my best guess, and it is purely just a guess, is Fing Fang Foom. But we're still kind of. I think we'll get some clues. They'll put out some accessories or something like they've done in the past in their booth. So I'm sure we'll get some clues during San Diego Comic-Con for what the Haslab's going to be for Marvel, but we won't really find out until September. Good call there. Jay's solo art. M for Mars Industries. I guess that's like what, the stamp or something? Or supposed to be like a stamp. So now one other thing I want to talk about in this, I'm only showing you this because why not? But I am not leaning on this being a real image right now. I can't sit here and say definitively it's not, but there was an image that leaked out on Reddit yesterday, supposedly showing the supposedly showing us stuff for the G.I. Joe Haslab. Now this guy on Reddit, Rick Van Dam, he says a buddy of his that he trusts as a source, and we know how that goes, somehow got a hold of this image. And again, I'm taking this one with, I haven't even reported about this on the site because I really am leaning towards this not being an accurate image, but we'll go on, I'll go on and show it to you just for the fun of it, for the speculation purposes. But from this, if this were real, the biggest hangups I have with this is, first of all, this image here, if this is supposed to be represented, I mean, if this is real image, then we're not getting a Cobra Rattler. In fact, I would almost go as far as to say this is going to be some type of newly designed vehicle, not like a recreation of a classic vehicle, because these jets, the Rattler does not have two jets on the back. So then you might think, oh, well, maybe it's a Cobra Night Raven, but at least if it's based on the original toy, that while the Night Raven does have two jets on the back, they're not this close together. So this image is supposed to be representing that the jet exhaust is going to light up, and I can't even tell if this is an actual toy image or I don't know. But I have that's what gives me the biggest doubts on this image. These decals are a little weird as well, like decals of these bombs. I don't know if these would be something you'd put on the bombs or what, but these are a little weird as well. And then finally over here, while we don't see an image of it, strangely enough, we can see that Tier 3 is listed as a Strato Viper for Raven, which again would be suggesting that maybe this was going to be a Night Raven. But so again, I would take this image with a huge grain of salt. It's been getting passed around on social media, but I have my doubts that it's a legit image. And I gotta say, like I say, if this image were legit, then to me, this almost would suggest that it's going to be a newly designed vehicle and not, like I say, not like a Cobra Rattler or a Cobra Night Raven, but some type of newly designed Cobra airship. And I gotta say, I feel like that would be a mistake if that were the route that Hasbro went, mainly because I feel like one of the biggest factors for people buying these vehicles is the nostalgia factor. I'm not saying there wouldn't be people who wouldn't be interested in a brand newly designed Cobra vehicle. And even if it was really cool looking, I mean that certainly would make it even more tempting. But like for me, and I really can only speak for myself, I only have so much room for vehicles. So I'm not really looking to just buy vehicles for the sake of vehicles. And generally, the vehicles that I buy are ones that have like a huge nostalgia spot for me. So that's why I don't buy a lot of generic military vehicles or anything like that. So again, I feel like, if you were going to try and start designing new vehicles for the classified line, I would definitely start with like smaller scale vehicles and then maybe work your way up to a bigger one, kind of test the market to see if there's enough demand for something like that before just jumping in with like a big expensive Haslab. So, um, again, pure speculation, but I'm just saying if that were a direction Hasbro were thinking about, I think it would be a bad idea for a Haslab. Rick something says, Nats the Rattler, she's a homage to Rosie the Riveter and says Destro's plans are riveting. I did pick up that, but again, there's just things about this image on Reddit that don't really add up to me. Unless they've totally redesigned the back of the Rattler. If they somehow put double, if they redesign the back of the Rattler so it's fairly new. But again, the original Rattler only had one engine in the back. Rashid says, nice. Just finished the Core Gundam 2 yesterday, and I'm finishing up Wing Zero today. Next, I'm going to do Destroy. You guys are talking about the models. Sweet. I was never really that much into Gundam, but and like I say, it could be something completely new, an updated plane. That'd be fun. Like I say, I feel like if you want to start designing new vehicles, and I'm not saying that's a bad idea, but I think you should start with smaller vehicles, that are more general releases, not hit us with a big giant expensive completely newly designed vehicle. I just think I'm not saying people wouldn't buy it, but I feel like you would lose a lot of people because, again, in large part just for space reasons, and if there's no nostalgia there, it's not going to be as appealing to some people. And you're kind of talking about already what is a small consumer niche with these things, and then you would be kind of making that even smaller. But that's just, like I said, that's just kind of my opinion. Hyperdelic, we need a triple T. I imagine at some point we will, but that would be, that's a sized vehicle you would see as like a general release or an online release like the Vamp and such. So that definitely would not be like a Haslab. All right, let's go back into the news. Wait, we got some breaking news here. I'm not sure what this is. Like McFarlane Toys, Superpowers, Sea Saucer, and Bat Multicraft Collectors Club Drawing Board. Oh, so I guess this is the crowdfund that Mr. Allmine was talking about. So that's surprising. So not medieval spawn at all, but So you guys are seeing, or maybe you guys even saw it before I did, but this is the first time I'm seeing this. So let's see. That's why we call this live news. So already this project has raised $8,510 in the first 27 minutes. Uh, Needs 600,000. So still got a ways to go. Woo, $600,000. It's currently got 91 backers, 21 days to go. What is this costing us? We've got, I see, we got a $20 Black Manta Sea Saucer. So I don't know if any of you are old enough to remember Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, but that's what that kind of reminds me of, that the ship that they would, the little mini, I forget what they called it, not the submarine itself, but the little mini vehicle that this submarine had. But that's $20. Then we've got the Black Manta Sea Saucer and Black Manta and Aquaman. So that's $30. Or no, wait, yeah, $35, sorry. We've got the Bat Multicraft, that's $30, and then the Multicraft with Batman and Robin, that's 45. So is that like an underwater vehicle? That's interesting. If you want just the two vehicles, that's $45. If you want the two vehicles and all four figures, that's $75. If you want everything plus an exclusive T-shirt and an exclusive, looks like a kind of like a Michael Keaton Batman figure, that's $90. Oh, and then of course there's the Todd McFarlane autograph card, and everything, both vehicles and figures, and that's $100. So yes, not medieval spawn at all, but we're getting a DC super. I feel like this is like a really weird thing to crowdsource. I don't know. It just to me is really weird. But there you go. Like I say, breaking news. Um, and like I say, the campaign has 21 days to go, so it's going to end on August 8th. So if you're into the DC superpower stuff, the 5-inch figures, then that's something you might want to check out. I guess we're just never going to get the medieval spawn. I guess that just went by the wayside. Hyperdelic, a lot less exciting than the breaking news we got on Saturday. Quinn's Comics is in the house. Austin. Just want to go, before I go on to the next news, just checking out, see if you guys have any questions. How about Hasbro put masks back on the shelves and then give us a Haslab holder? I, I don't think Hasbro is going to do mask. At the very best, they might let some, if another company is interested enough in, like, paying for the license from Hasbro to do toys, I could see that maybe. But to me, that's probably your best chance for ever seeing updated new mask toys, other than like third party stuff that's not officially licensed. And I will tell you, like, I, I spoke with Ace from Ramen Toys at Joe Fest a bit, and he, I kind of take it with a grain of salt, but he felt like, they might be on the verge of officially being able to do like officially licensed mass products. So, like I say, I'll kind of believe it when I see it, but might be worth keeping an eye out for. And they've got a live stream coming up this Friday, so who knows. All right, well, let's jump back into our news to go over for the day. So we got some official images for Masterverse Wave 14. We've seen these figures all before. Looks like Paul Mart once again has beaten folks to the jump, but these are also available for pre-order. Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth. So we've seen those before, so I'm not really going to spend much time there. For you Turtle fans, so I talked about this. Actually, this one's been up before. This is the Amazon exclusive Turtles black and white comic bundle pre-order. So, but this one, which I talked about before when it was listed originally, but not available for purchase. But for those of you who still want the original Sketch Turtles, you can get a bundle set. It's available on Amazon. Cost is $70. It comes with a comic book, which I don't think is available with the single releases. I believe this is basically an Amazon exclusive. It is sold by Amazon, shipped by Amazon. And again, $70 available, supposed to ship out on September 15th. And again, it is just all four of those Sketch Turtles. The colored versions, of course, the black and white versions are going to be offered at San Diego Comic-Con. But that became available today for actual purchase. A few more Super 7 San Diego Comic-Con exclusives. The Voltron reaction figure. Oh, McFarlane also announced this new license from. They're going to be doing figures based on this comic book series from Boom Studios. So I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. BRZRKR. I've never read it, but for those of you who have, McFarlane's going to be doing figures of some type. I don't think they really 7-inch figures. So featuring Ultra. So they will be, essentially kind of like DC Multiverse. So again, I'm not familiar at all with this comic book series, but McFarlane is doing figures based on it. Hot Toys is showing off some new exclusives. This Joker dressed up as Batman. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, Jazzwares has announced their San Diego Comic-Con exclusives, and I don't think these will be available online. In years past, they have not made these available online, so I'm guessing these will not, and there's no mention about them being available online. I started watching WWE here recently again, but I have not really watched much in the way of AEW. I'm not really familiar with Kenny Omega, but I got to tell you, this figure where he's dressed up kind of like Captain America is actually kind of tempting. So you got the packaging there. He's got his shield, which I guess is like a garbage can lid. So that one's going to cost you $40. Some squishable stuff, which those are all $40 each. Pokemon, we got a Pokemon set. That one's going to be $100. This set's going to be $100. For you, Micro Squadron, we've got the TIE Fighter and X-Wing, kind of based on the Star Wars video game, just like the one you see behind me. That is going to cost you $100. Jailbreak, I'm not sure what that is. But definitely, even though I'm really not familiar with this particular wrestler, it's kind of a cool figure with him dressed up like Captain America. So, but as I say, I don't think the Jazzwares stuff is going to be, unfortunately, I think you have to attend either Comic-Con or look to the secondary market for those. Super 7 announced a new for Comic Con Power Rangers glow in the dark Lord Zed figure, Ultimate figure. So another Comic Con exclusive with limited quantities available after the show. I got a new Scarlet Reaction figure, a color variant. You can get that at places like Big Bad Toy Store. Return of the Living Dead reaction figures. Again, Comic Con exclusives, some available after. Oh, I also wanted to update in regards to the Pizza Van. I talked about this last week, but originally indications were this was going to be available online after the show, but I believe in the recent interview Ryan Flynn did with Veebs on the Robo Don't Know channel, he said that this was only going to be available at the show. Now, I got to tell you, for things that you're only making available at a convention, this is probably one of the dumbest things to do, because who wants to have to lug around something big like this all over San Diego Comic-Con? Um, and if they end up with some unsold merchandise, I mean, I don't know how many of these they're making, but I mean, it's a cool idea. I like the idea, but just, I feel like people are going to buy this more online where they can have it shipped to them, not physically buying it at a convention where they're then going to have to lug it around the show all day and possibly even, get it on the airplane if they flew into San Diego, whatever. So this is not the best idea for a con only exclusive, in my opinion. And like I say, if they end up with some unsold merchandise, I wouldn't be surprised if this ended up being sold online anyway. But there you go. Let's jump over to Transformers real quick. Let's see. This the MP86 Optimus that I talked about on Monday, that has gone up for pre-order. So you can pre-order that now at places like Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth. I think the price is lower than I originally said. I think I said 100 on Monday, and it's 90. So again, based on the animated movie, and like I say, that one is now available for pre-order. For reaction fans, again, San Diego Comic Con exclusives. This variant of Grimlock and Unicron. So, and again, these are reaction figures. I feel like there was one other thing for Transformers I was going to go over, and now totally slipped my mind. So, comes back to me. We'll come back to that. Let's finish, going back to McFarlane. So we got a new DC Multiverse reveal. This is one we had seen overseas listings for. This is being released as a McFarlane store exclusive. It's going to go up on the 19th, so later this week. And Jonah Hex. So this is a 2-pack. It's Jonah Hex with his horse. So I don't have any pricing information on this, but again, this is going to be released as a McFarlane store exclusive. And it's said to have 8 accessories and a soft goods duster coat. So that way he can sit on the horse and still wear his coat. Marvel Legends don't really have anything new. Well, that's not true. We have a new Iron Man helmet from Avengers Endgame, role play helmet. This is going to be going up for pre-order on July 23rd, 1 p.m. That's going to cost $100. At least that's what they're listing the price as. And then, of course, don't forget on the 18th, tomorrow, will be the Phoenix figure. Still don't have any price on it yet, and I still don't know whether this is going to be available on Amazon or not, but will be available at places like Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, Hasbro Pulse. We got some new updated images. I'm thinking, what, 30, 35 tops on this, but we'll see. We'll see what the price is tomorrow. One other thing for Marvel, I still don't know 100%, but I think there's a possibility that for those of you who missed out on that original Walgreens exclusive Marvel Legends Magic figure, I think a reissue of that is going to be made available at online retailers like Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, and I think that might be going up for pre-order tomorrow as well, along with the Phoenix figure. So I won't swear to that one, but you might want to, if you still need that one, that Walgreens exclusive Magic figure, then you might want to keep an eye out tomorrow for that. Judge Dredd says he's on the fence about Phoenix, only wants the bird. Well, keep in mind, I mean, if you're really into Phoenix, this is on that newer female body, like the Black Widow and some of the other newer ones. And it's a pretty, it's a nice updated sculpt for the female figures. So, the legs don't tend to bend, the knees don't tend to bend under the weight of the figure as much with these new figures. So that might be, even though if you have a previous Phoenix, this is probably going to be a nice update. Plus you get the fire base. I think a lot will depend on the price. But I'm thinking again, $35. 40 would be absolute tops, but I feel like 40 would be a bit much since it's just one figure and a plastic base. But we'll have to see. Let's see. Yeah, so that's really all I have. Oh, wait, actually, we have some Star Wars news as well. So let's jump back into that. So we've got another Halloween figure, Clone Trooper, the Halloween edition. I don't. Is this like just a reissue? I can't remember, but it's available at places like Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth. $25. So we had that Amazon 2-pack last week, and now we have this one. I feel like this one they've done before, so I'm not sure if this is a reissue or not, but nevertheless, like I say, it is available if you're collecting the Halloween figures. Incinerator helmet, that's gone up for pre-order today as well. So again, role play type thing. So you can get that Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth. Hot Toys, again, like with the Batman Joker figure, we've got Clone Commander Scorch as being offered as one of their summer exclusive figures, and then a hologram Darth Maul, which is kind of cool. No articulation, but it has the base that lights up. You can plug it in with a USB, so it'd be kind of a cool thing to put on your desk. Did that not flip over? Sorry. So here's the Darth Maul. Scorch. These are Hot Toy figures. Incinerator helmet available for pre-order now. And the Halloween edition one figure. And again, that's available for pre-order now. All right, so that's pretty much all the news I have for you guys today. Let me just go down through here, see what you guys are saying. Oh, Everett. Turtles. That's actually, we did have some new turtle figures that went up for pre-order this week. So let me so for from the Mirage comic series, not movie, but from the Mirage comic series, um, Foot Ninja and Enforcer, Elite Guard Ninja figures. So, is that it? So basically, three different Mirage comic book based Ninja Turtle figures have gone up for pre order. They went up yesterday. So I think these are all figures that we've gotten before, but if you missed out, but nothing from the film Everett. I mean, they've done those. They've done foot soldiers from the movie before, but nothing that I know of. Will and Bill, the BR whatever, Keanu Reeves comic. I think you might be right on that. I won't swear to it. It's like, what did they just like scribble a bunch of letters on the page and said, "Hey, that would make a great name for a comic book title." I'm sure there's something behind that, but a Judge Dredd, the dragon, the multi-head dragon. I'm still waiting to hear what the price is on that. I don't think we're going to find that out until Comic Con. So a lot would depend on the price. I mean, it's not super articulated, so I think it would be a cool display piece, especially if you're going to start getting their Ultimate Dungeons and Dragon, animated series figures. But I think a lot will depend on price. So, but it looks good if that's what you're asking. I thought it looked pretty good. Let's see. Big Rib is in the house, and we still haven't gotten images for the. Speaking of movie turtle stuff, we still have not gotten any. I mean, we've seen like people who found them in stores, their images, but we still haven't got like official images or even an official announcement from NECA for the Master Tetsu figure, which still listed on Walmart website, but not. I'm guessing this is going to go up during CollectorCon next Thursday, but like I say, no official announcements yet on this figure, the Tetsu figure from the movie. And tomorrow, the 18th, if you're wondering exactly what's going to be going up during Walmart Collector Con, we should get that answer. So if Tetsu is actually going to be a Walmart Collector Con release, we'll probably get those official images tomorrow because Walmart will be doing a preview of their Collector Con, which if the previews like last time, they basically just show us the pages with the images so you can bookmark the links ahead of time. And then next Thursday, you'll know exactly where to go for whatever it is that you want. But that preview for Walmart Collector Con, that official preview from Walmart, will be tomorrow. So we'll have coverage up on the websites for that. For anyone who is asking, because I've had some people, contact me and like they were just like, "Was Walmart Collector Con this week?" And I'm like, "No, it's next week, along with San Diego Comic Con, along with the GI Joe Haslab release. There's a lot going on next week, pre-orders and everything." So the Dredge says, "Got a shelf, nothing but dragons. My Chinese animal sign is the dragon." So sounds like that's going to be something you're going to add to your collection. Um, like I say, it looks cool. I'm just waiting to, Super 7, I'm not anticipating it to be terribly cheap. So I'm sure it's going to be on the expensive side. But Martin says the Darth Maul looks 3D printed. I assume you're talking about the Hot Toys one, the hologram one. We'll finish off. I'll keep it spoiler free, but the new Star Wars Acolyte series ended yesterday, final episode of the season. And from what I can tell, it does not look like we're going to get a second season, or at least it's very much in the air. Which I got to say, I didn't hate the series, and I actually it kept me kind of interested. I tuned in each week wanting to find out what was going to happen. There was definitely some things I felt were kind of corny, um, but mainly, if this is truly like there's no second season for this series, I'm like, what the hell was the point of this thing? So hopefully there will be a second season, though. It's definitely one of those shows that have got a lot of mixed reactions. But I'm curious what you guys thought of the series. Did you like it? Have you seen the final episode yet? Like I said, I'll keep it spoiler. I'm not going to bring spoilers in today, but like I say, it was kind of interesting, but also a few things I felt definitely on the corny side. I didn't hate it. I didn't think it was fantastic, but I didn't hate it. So I'm one of the few people that was kind of like right in the middle on it, because it seems like either people hated it or people loved it, but I was just kind of like in the middle there. So, but like I say, if there's no second season, then I definitely going to move more towards the hating it, because I'm like, what was the point of this if there's not going to be a second season? So, all right, well, we're getting close to the hour, and I think, like I say, I've gone over pretty much everything I wanted to cover today. So, the way things are going to look to Friday will be just a normal pre-recorded news video recapping, the week's news, anything, some of the stuff I've already talked about today and on Monday, and then whatever new happens between now and Friday. And so that'll be up on Friday. Next Monday, I will be here doing a live stream news video again. But then Wednesday, probably in fact, no video on Wednesday. Well, maybe something late in the day. We'll play it by ear. Wednesday for me, it's preview night. So obviously, most of the day I'm going to be traveling to Comic Con. And then as far as preview night goes, it's very busy, because there's you got to go around to all the different booths and take like a million pictures and then try and get them up online. And so Wednesday evening is actually, from like a news coverage point of view, is one of the busiest nights of the convention. So I probably won't have time to stream anything on Wednesday evening or anything like that. Saturday is probably going to be, as far as like any kind of live streams or anything from Comic Con, is like the least busy day of panels and stuff. So that is probably going to be my prime time to do that type of thing. I might try and get some stuff up, before Saturday, but like some short videos or something. I might try and do a video, giving you guys a detailed look at the Cobra Rattler, something like that on Thursday or Friday, depending on when they have stuff out in the booth. But Monday, definitely I should have a live stream video just going over whatever news and things to talk about. Wednesday, I probably not a video, but you can follow my social medias: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I might post some stuff there, and of course, Wednesday evening we will be getting coverage up on all the websites. So, and then, like I say, Thursday maybe, but I expect definitely be coverage up on the sites on all those days. But for when I actually get a chance to do a video, I'm going to be staying with Shartimus Prime is going to be staying in the room with me. So, we might do something one evening, like a live stream covering, talking about what we thought was interesting. So you might look for that. But But yeah, so basically we're short story long. Next week's video schedule is going to be a little bit sporadic as we go into Comic-Con. So definitely something on Monday, but then everything else for the rest of the week is going to be fairly sporadic. So I will definitely get you some coverage up here on YouTube from Comic-Con, but I don't know exactly on what days or when or anything like that. So but again, for all the latest and news as it happens, as quickly as it happens, if you want it all in kind of one place, the websites is definitely the place to check out. Also, remember, we've got those 2 contests giving away not one but two $200 store credits to Big Bad Toy Store, one on Marvelous News, one on TNI. There are links to both of those contests in the video description below if you want more details. And if you're posting during Comic-Con, your chances of winning increase even more. So, and if you go over there to register on the message boards, and for some reason, sometimes people don't get you've got to sign up, and then you get a verification email that's supposed to get sent to you. But sometimes those get caught up in like the spam folders and stuff. So if you go to register and for some reason you don't get the email, you can contact us directly and we'll get you hooked up. So that happens sometimes. But again, you got a chance to win some pretty decent store credit for all the new toys and action figures and stuff that's going to get revealed over the course of next week. So just keep that in mind. But as always, guys, much appreciated for you coming in here, listening to me ramble. And until, again, I'll be back on Friday with a normal video, Monday live stream. And until next time, guys, I will catch you guys later. Thanks for watching today's video. Now, if you're new to the channel, please think about hitting that subscribe button. Also hit the bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. For all the latest action figure news, be sure to head over to ToyNewsEye.com, MarvelousNews.com, JediInsider.com, and TFormers.com. And remember, action figures are great,